So this video is the beginning of a new documentation, या जो भी बोलना चाहो, I don't know what you call it, from in which we will be going from 1 crore 330 पता नहीं कितना है 30 lakhs per month to 1 crore per day. Yes, that's what we'll be doing. ठीक है. So let me just write it down so that you know heard it right. 1 crore per month to 1 crore per day. ठीक है. How have I lost my mind? What am I saying? Like, have I gone crazy? And why am I making this video if I'm making so much of money? Right? You might have these questions. They're very fair. Let me answer them all. Okay. So, first of all, if I'm making this much of money, why am I making this video? And पहली बात तो ये screenshot की तरह से भी बता देता हूँ. So this screenshot is from my in-house proprietary software, which obviously is made by me. For my team and keeping everything in check, because I don't have one like store, I have got multiple stores, और obviously multiple store का Shopify रखना possible नहीं है, तो obviously बात है मैंने ऐसे डाल दिया. ठीक है. I have a software which like does everything like ads, marketing, funnels, blah blah blah, everything, right? So it's like centralized hub. ठीक है. मैंने एक वीडियो में बता रखा है like how to make your first 10 lakhs using Cloud. You can watch that if you want to know how I built it and etc. So yeah, you can watch that, but yeah, it is from there. ठीक है. So let's just correct this. So itna. So the thing is that I have been doing drop shipping, e-commerce, what do you want to call it, from December 2024, and the past couple of months have been quite challenging, to say the least. Okay. So I scaled to quite some numbers in December, as some of you might already know. Then I scaled in January as well, and then this April was another phase of scaling. But what was happening is whenever I scaled, it kind of just came back collapsing in some way or the other. So when I scaled in December, what happened was that I didn't really have the backend set up. Okay. So my profit margins were really bad. Now I still had very good margins, and some of you might think that this margin is very good, but the fact is that I did about 1 crore revenue in December. Okay. I'll attach a screenshot or something बाद में if possible. But उसमें मेरा profit था about 15 lakhs. ठीक है. Now you might think that's really good, but no, that's not really good. That's just about 15% margins. I like to operate at least 30% net margins before anything. ठीक है. Well, before taxes. Alright. So which is why that was not really good for me, and I was not really managing things properly. So मैं कहीं एक like store का पैसा दूसरी जगह लगा देता था, and I was not like properly planning and structuring things. So I like had a very bad cash flow situation. Okay. So I sorted things out in January, February and stabilized it. And so in this phase of scaling, I actually had a lot of money in the bank. So, ठीक है. अब मैं exact amount तो नहीं बता सकता, but I'll just give you an estimate. Like my net margins were like 30-35% of this. ठीक है. And what happened was that my accounts got frozen because like all of a sudden the banks are the fuck, like this 18-year-old dude, how the fuck is he making so much of money? So my accounts got frozen, and it was not a very pleasant experience. So what I figured out is that I'll have to build ITR history, a tax credit history, and all this bullshit, right? And only then can I scale. And the thing is that abhi kya hai that I have my days structured. It's a bit messy, but I'm trying to structure it right. So wherein I'm trying to behave myself and not work more than 6 to 8 hours a day, because what I was doing, and this is very important, that I got burned out really badly in May. Okay. So like the reason this is ये 2 महीने का है. ठीक है. Oh fuck, I spoke and I just realized that मैंने 2 महीने का डाल दिया. Fuck. So ये actually June तक का इसलिए है because I forgot to mention this, is that the entire May it was zero. As you can see, there was a big flat line here. ठीक है. This is almost पूरे May का है. ठीक है. And then there's like थोड़ा बहुत recovery, but it was mostly nothing, and it was just like flat line. The reason behind this was because I burnt out really bad. ठीक है. In May, like really bad burnout. ठीक है. Now you might think that I'm just, what do you mean by really bad burnout? What I mean by really bad burnout is getting 102-degree fever level burnout. Okay, I got 102-degree fever. Okay, I had severe diarrhea. Diarrhea. ठीक है, तो मैं guess करेंगे ऐसे ही. I think that's no. I think this is how you spell diarrhea. Hope I'm right. ठीक है. If you're a gastroenterologist, please forgive me, but I think that's how you spell diarrhea. But I'm ठीक है, जो भी है. So whatever. So I felt sick. So I like really sick, and I didn't really understand this. I thought it was because of some stuff that I did, which was to some extent true, but whenever you don't fall sick like this. Okay, like I just didn't have the motivation to work. Okay, and like what happened was generally even when I was sick, like I was having fever or stuff, I would generally have the energy to go ahead and still do what needs to be done. But in the first time, like in months, I didn't have that. Like in May, I just could not get myself to work or do anything. So we didn't really make any money, and hence this flat line that you're seeing here is kind of because of that. Because like we're not doing this. This was about 20 days that I basically did nothing, and then so I think this is the midway point. Again, फिर ये collapse है मेरा, and then थोड़ा बहुत I was trying to recover. ठीक है, so that's the thing basically. ठीक है, and June में obviously फिर I recovered जैसे तैसे तो pushing to some relatively lower scale, but जो भी है. So this was basically the situation, right? And this was because I had set out a goal for myself, which was to hit 1 crore per day in revenue with very high margins. Very high margins, I mean, like at least 25 to 30% net margins before taxes. Now you might think I have gone crazy. Yeah, to some extent I have gone crazy, because you have to be crazy to change the world. Because as a wise man once said, the ones who are crazy to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Like, if you don't know who was that wise man, he was Steve Jobs, right? Okay, that was a bad joke, whatever, fuck it. So yeah, it is like 4 a.m. in the morning, my brain is not at full capacity, so I'm sorry. So yeah, so the thing is that I kind of want to document this. I was just working on this localized LLM agent thing or whatever, right? And it just hit me suddenly that I can kind of document this, because the thing is that the day has gotten a bit boring, I'll be honest with you. Because the thing is, I have basically trained a localized LLM with multi-agents, etc., and I'm training that to act like my second brain. Because from what I figured out, to be able to do this, I need about 110 plus people team. Okay, 110 plus people ka team I need. And the thing is that if I don't have disposable people, now obviously don't some people will get offended minded that I'm calling people disposable, but if you have in your life ever hired people, you know how bad they are in India especially. They don't care, and I'm not one of those people who doesn't pay them properly, who's rude to them or anything. Anybody who has worked with me or who is on my team, you can talk to them, and I always handsomely compensate. मैं हमेशा ज़्यादा ही compensate करता हूँ उनका जो market salary होता है उससे. And what I realized is that getting this big of a team, and if they are like not redisposable, as in like not उनका turnaround time ज़्यादा नहीं है. Like for example, 110 में से like the division is gonna be like this. Like I'll show you an idea, alright? So this is the team of 110 people, ठीक है? And then you have जिसमें से you will have like it's going to be like this. So you have this 3 departments. Okay, the most important is going to be the marketing, right? Marketing up front end. Okay, this is like the stores, the ads, the funnels, blah blah blah. The second thing is going to be second thing is going to be operations. Okay, so this includes like calling people and like fulfillment, etc. Okay, so that is kind of thing, right? And the third kind of thing is customer support. Alright, so the thing is that ये सारी चीज़ों like things के लिए it's very easy to find people. ठीक है, it's very easy to find confirmation callers, it's very easy to find customer support, but this is the biggest irony, is that these are exactly the people you need to stabilize and run the business, to maintain the business. these are not the people who are going to grow your business. ठीक है. So किसी भी business में there are two kind of people. ठीक है. Two kind of team members, if that's the word. Ones who grow your business and ones who operate यार कैसे लिखते हैं इसको यार, sorry, very high production quality, maintain the business. ठीक है. So this is the two kind of people that generally exist in the business. ठीक है. And the thing is, you have to know how much you need of both, because अगर एक ज़्यादा या दूसरा कम है, your business will collapse. अगर खाली growth वाले लोग ज़्यादा हैं, तो तुम्हारा business वो growth handle नहीं कर पाएगा. अगर growth वाले है ही नहीं, तो your business will plant you out and die, because if you're not growing, you're dying. ठीक है. But so what you have to do is you have to make sure that this and this, both of them, are in accordance and are increasing at a similar ratio. ठीक है. लेकिन एक clause ये है that the ratio is something like 1:3. ठीक है. So it's probably the most horrible one you've ever seen. Anyway, sorry for that, whatever, right? So what I mean by that is for each growth guy, you need 3 maintenance guy. ठीक है. ये इसलिए है because the thing is that if this person is bringing in 50 lakhs of monthly revenue, ठीक है, 50 lakh monthly revenue, ठीक है, तो ये बंदा जो है, this person will maintain this, ठीक है, और this person will have to maintain this as well, the customer support, emails, etc, etc, and one of these guys can easily like bring in 50 lakhs monthly revenue, ठीक है. So my point being is that you need a very good team. Now how did I learn this? I'm currently reading the biography of Sam Walton, who was, if you don't know, I mean, I shouldn't say shame on you, but jo bhi hai for not knowing someone, but yeah, you should probably know him if you're in business. He was one of the richest men in America when he was alive. He was the founder of Walmart, right? So coming back, तो इस पूरे जो मई का महीना था, इससे मुझे ये लर्निंग लेसन मिला that I need to build out a very very good team. Now the thing is, it's not that I don't have a team, it's just that they are not the most trained on handling the business, because as you saw, when I fell sick, the business fell sick too, ठीक है, which is not good. So इसीलिए मैंने उसके बाद क्या किया, I started hiring people. I started hiring 2-3 people. I gave them trial runs, and surprisingly, they quit. They were like कि this is not what we want to do, and हमें इसमें growth पता नहीं क्यों नहीं देखा for some reasons, I don't know. And it's like my mistake in hiring was, मैं हमेशा अभी तक मैंने जो किया है is that I have sought for young people, ठीक है, और मेरे जो भी अभी मेरे team members हैं who are good and who have stuck with me are people who are a bit older, ठीक है. अब by older I don't mean like बुजुर्ग, I mean like 25-26 above, because generally क्या होता है कि these people already have some sort of corporate experience, ठीक है, and इससे फ़ायदा ये होता है that because they have the corporate world experience, they know how good of a leader I am. I don't say this with pompousness, but I'm actually a very good boss to have, because I don't have fixed working hours. I don't have कि ऐसे 10 घंटे काम करना. I give you certain tasks for the day, get it done, you're free to go, ठीक है, and you have a base pay, you also have bonuses, you have incentives, blah 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 blah. So I'm a very good boss to have, ठीक है. So that is kind of the thing, ठीक है. And this was my next goal, and I wanted to hit this by the end of the year, which is a bad idea because, well, it takes time, and India is a COD market, so it takes money to compound, etc, etc, etc. So basically, long story short, I got fucked really badly, and I got a reality check that it's gonna take a lot of time, and it's gonna take a lot of effort, it's gonna take a lot of planning, it's gonna take a lot of strategizing, etc, etc. ठीक है. So you might think, why do I want to hit this number? To be really honest, I don't know. Like, the thing is, I don't want to plateau out here, and so the only thing that you can do is grow, okay? Because you're not growing, you're dying out, right? So that's the thing. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. Let me think एक बार मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा था. 110 plus people team. Just a minute, right? So yeah, coming back, okay? So I need to build this team, okay? Or the thing is that I felt like it will really help if I get some exposure on my personal brand, and people actually know who I am and what I do, etc, etc, so that I can attract the right talent, ठीक है. Because इससे अब क्या होगा, and this is the reason I started building the localized LLM, is that इसके लिए तो issue नहीं है, ठीक है. And I know this might sound a bit offensive to some people, but the thing is that you can, like, if these kind of people quit and they, you know, make excuses and act lazy and, you know, slouch around, okay, I don't know if that's the word, I'm sorry, yeah, whatever, you know, if they're slacking off, jo bhi hai, okay, then you can easily find a replacement for them. The problem was, if I was dependent on this guy, इस बंदे को पहली बार तो train करने में time लगता, फिर replace करने में time लगता, blah 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 blah. So I had to kind of fix it, and so I started building out a localized LLM, again, and multi agents, which can basically, which is gonna be like my second digital brain, ठीक है, और basically they don't really have to learn anything about e-commerce. एंड जैसे तुम चैट जीपीटी से बात करोगे वैसे ही सेम चीज़, बट एक्सेप्ट इट्स लाइक कम्प्लीटली फॉर दिस बिजनेस, ठीक है. दैट्स द आइडिया ऑफ दिस एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई एम बिल्डिंग एंड इट्स 40% डन, ठीक है. बट that's not how if it was that simple everybody would have already hit it, right? The biggest constraint to getting this number is cash flow, and especially दूसरा constraint है मेरा age. Is I'm just 18, so I have to, like, I'll be turning 90 next month, but jo bhi hai, it's still, I'm still, like, you know, very young for the traditional world, so yeah, for some reasons, and I have to take it slow, jo bhi hai. So I'm coming to that, right? So this will basically be the army. And I have named him Alexander because, you know, Alexander conquered the world when, you know, he was just 30 or something. So yeah, this is what I want to do. Okay. So a few reasons why I will be documenting this here is because, as I said, I want to get right people on board, you know, who actually want long-term commitment, because I have not fired anyone till now without a reason. Abhi tak I have only fired people who have betrayed me or have cheated or something like that. And I really don't like that. So I hope to get the right people on this through this channel. दूसरी बात है, it's to inspire some people, I know if I can, right, to break them under barriers if that's possible. और तीसरी और सबसे important बात ये है that in the long run, once I hit the number, a lot of people will come to me and, you know, tell me कि यार ये तो खाली ऐसे दिखा रहा है, you know, what is the proof, ठीक है. So it is for that, and you might think that why do I need to prove it to people? It's because I plan to start investing, ठीक है. Start investing. Yeah. Alright. So the thing is that I need. Oh, yeah. ये कैसे type होता है? Yeah. Sorry. So I plan to start investing. ठीक है. And the thing is, to start investing, I need to have some authority. ठीक है. एक minute. Let me just zoom back. ठीक है. To start investing, I need to have some sort of authority and some sort of, like, you know, way to bring potential businesses that I could invest in, ठीक है, and that needs a personal brand, ठीक है. So किधर गया यार ये, yeah, personal brand, ठीक है. So to start investing, I need authority, जो कि आएगा इस number से, ठीक है. Alright, and ये number से आएगा मेरा personal brand, ठीक है. But to get that proof, I need to document it. Here. So it's like a cycle. Documentation equals to proof. ठीक है. And this all comes down to this. ठीक है. ये ऐसे आ जाता है and it becomes a very weird ass looking cycle, but जो भी है, ठीक है. So it's the most. What the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, whatever, you get the point, right? Forget my drawings. I was not the best artist, right? Whatever, right? So yeah, so yeah, so the thing is that I want to start investing. I mean, obviously, once I'm at this number, right? And once it's like, this is like almost 9 figures yearly. Okay, so the eventual goal, obviously, 100 million per year, right? It's $100 million per year. ठीक है. Lekin the thing is that this is gonna take this is gonna be about 2.7 crores. I mean, पता नहीं कितना गिरेगा INR अभी, but crore per day, ठीक है. तो ये इतना होगा, ठीक है. This is gonna be 2.7 crore per day. But the thing is that this is not a big deal. ठीक है. You might think I'm going crazy, but how is this not a deal? The reason this is not a big deal is because once I am here, that is 1 crore per day. 2.7 crores per day is just 2.7 times that. So whatever I have done to get to 1 crore per day, I just need to 2.7x that. ठीक है, and then bam I'm at $100 million per year, ठीक है. लेकिन उसके साथ clause यही है that to get here is the real challenge, because I have to build a team. I need to figure out how to manage such a big team. I need to figure out how to manage cash flow. I need to like become a professional businessman, entrepreneur. Like till now I was just like a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, like drop out on like hustle bro, like whatever the hell, and making money and reinvesting all the money and fuck everything kind of thing. But now I have to like actually be professional and think like a businessman and like build a something real. Like I know some people might think I've gone crazy, like you're making 1 crore per month, why, what the fuck you talking about? You have like the thing is this is nothing. Like to be really honest, like I'm borderline depressed that I'm just making this much money per month. Like this needs to be at least like 30 crores, like this much. So until I hit this number, I'm gonna be borderline depressed. And that's an exaggeration, but it's like it's a mental model that I have, that if you don't become the best version of yourself that you idolize, you become the bare minimum of yourself that you're ready to tolerate. And for now, the bare minimum is this much, and then the bare minimum is going to be this much. Okay? So yeah, this is not to show off. This is not to show anything to anyone. This is for myself, so that when I actually hit this goal, I know that what I've done, or hopefully to inspire some people. और obviously मैंने जो long term plan है वो भी बता दिया, because the thing is once I hit this number, a lot of people might come at me, and when I start building personal brand, कि क्या proof and all that, so this channel will act as the proof, right? And obviously as I said, once I'm here, I want to start investing into other businesses and brands and e-commerce companies and blah 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 blah, and and for that I need a way to bring those eyeballs, which is again gonna need the personal brand, and that personal brand will need the authority, which is going to be this, but this authority needs proof, which will be the documentation. So it's like a cycle that goes on. Okay? And obviously I will be posting every week, hopefully, consistently, and will keep you updated ki what's going on. Okay? And what's the next stage, what stage we are at, and kya chal raha hai and kya nahi, and that's gonna be the thing. Okay? So yeah, that's about it, I guess. And yeah, I think one thing I didn't mention, cash flow, right? So the thing is how I'm at मैंने cash flow का मैं बोला था कि it's also a thing, and how I'm gonna manage it. So the thing is that the way you keep cash flow manageable is just keep your personal expenses like really low. Expenses really low. Okay. How do you do this? So the thing is I stay in Bangalore, okay, and I think I don't know like what's सबका अपना एक baseline होता है, लेकिन for me the thing is that I'm not really that fond of going out, and I'm not really someone who likes to move around here and there. So I need a good place. So I got myself a very good place in, I don't want to name the place because I think that'll reveal my address, but I got a nice penthouse in one of the like most posh areas of Bangalore, because it's really calm, it's really nice, and it's full of money and abundance and etc, and it's like really nice. So I think I can say the pin code, hopefully. I think that should not be a problem. 560001. Okay, so this is the pin code, right? So if you have any idea about Bangalore, you know what this pin code means. So I moved here, okay, because I as I said, I don't really I'm not really that fond of going out there, traveling, etc, and I like to stay at home. So I need a good place. And the second thing is that if you add like your other expenses, like what eating and electricity and flower and time, I don't think your personal expenses should exceed like 4 to 5 lakhs per month, okay, in Bangalore, okay. So yeah, obviously for some of you this might be more, some of you it might be less, okay. But the thing is that I'm not really, as I said, I'm not really fond of buying expensive things. I think it's like, when you start buying things like a Rolex or a whatever the hell, I'm not saying like buying it is a bad thing. I mean, obviously you can go and buy it, and even I might buy it sometime later when I want to. But the thing is that at this stage of the business, I feel like, if I'm just 18, I'm about to turn 19 next month, and if I just start taking money out of the business, it's like if I put like a bit like this, think of it like this: your business is like a machine, and it's a machine in which, like, let's say you put 500 rupees and it gives you like 1000 rupees back, okay. Why would you want to take money out of that machine except for like your bare basic survival, okay? Especially add to the fact I'm just 90, I'm about to turn 90 next month, so I don't really need to buy any sort of expensive things and any other bullshit, right? It doesn't really make sense. Okay. So except for what things I truly need, that is a decent place to live in because I don't like going out, and decent food and healthy food, protein rich, etc., 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 and maybe electricity and thoda about gaming in the other, and like books, buying books and stuff. So I think it comes to like this much, personally. Okay. But isse upar ka whatever I make, I just reinvest in the business because you don't need more than. I mean, obviously you can save a bit. I mean, but I feel like why to depreciate the money in value, right? So, so yeah. So whatever above this you're making in profit, just reinvest back into the business, right? It's that simple. So what I see that a mistake that a lot of people make is that they start making 10 lakh rupees per month, and then they start buying random ass things that they don't really need. As Warren Buffett says, if you buy things that you don't need, you'll start need to sell off things that you do really need. Okay. So figure out what things you really need. Like for me, it is a nice place, silent, calm, and surrounded with rich people. Okay. Now, some of people might take offense at this. Okay. Like I'm telling you honestly, it is a treat to be around rich, classy rich people. Okay. So I know some people might think this guy is acting cocky, but see, I have stayed with all sorts of people. Okay. Like I cannot say in detail exactly, but yeah, I have stayed in all sort of backgrounds. Okay. And family and everything. Okay. And in relatives and stuff, and even Baharvi. And let me tell you, being around classy rich people, okay, I'm not talking about Instagram wala rich, okay, I'm talking people who are actually rich. I'm talking about people who are actually rich, alright, I'm not Instagram rich, I'm not talking about that. So the thing is that, the thing with Instagram rich people is that they're not really classy, whatever. The thing with real classy rich people is that unka ek aura hota hai. Okay, I don't know how to put this in words, but they have this vibe to them that you just like being around them. Okay, it's just that they have this positive and high vibrational energy. Okay, and it's just like a good nature, and I'm happy to pay even 2-3 lakhs rent for that monthly. I mean it's fine. Okay, like if you stay around low vibration poor people, it's like they have jealousy and irsha and all these negative lower vibrational emotions and energies, and it's really very annoying. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing pretty much. Okay. So that's why I paid this premium to be in this place, because this is what I want, and then including the books I buy, electricity, khana pina, etc., etc. It comes down probably something around this, I think, right? And anything above this I make just goes back into the business, because why to buy things that I don't really need, right? So yeah, so the mistake that people generally make is that they'll start, I don't know, they start buying random ass things to gratify their past insecure sense of self. And to try to get eyeballs and try to build the status in society. The thing is that there are a lot of ways to build status in society, and most people think that it's like buying expensive things will give you that. But if you just think about it a bit, like, you'll realize that you're just trying to buy something that the other person cannot afford, and you're trying to show it to that person and feeling gratified about it, that see, I'm able to buy it. I feel like that's a very weird ass thing to do, like, and you are getting validation by that person feeling insecure or feeling some sort of emotion because you have that thing and the other person does not. So if you think from first principles, it's a very weird ass feeling. Okay. So I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but if you understand, then I think it should open something to you. Okay. I'm in no way means of saying that buying anything is bad or you should not buy. I'm just saying that if you can afford it, don't buy it. Don't buy to show off to people. Don't buy to show off on Instagram. Because let me tell you, a rich person doesn't have to tell you he's rich. Show you he's rich. A confident person doesn't have to show you he's confident. Fit person doesn't have to show you, by punching you that he's fit. Like that, a rich person doesn't have to, like. Have you seen how the average billionaire roams around? Like, they roam in like half pants and shorts and whatever the hell, right? So that's my point. So. My point being that, and especially out of the fact I'm just about to turn 19, right? So like I don't really need those things, and I realize that, and that's why just going after that is just bullshit, just a waste of money, and it just depreciates in value, right? So why get it? Yeah, and I feel like this is where like my kind of the books that I have read since like I was 13 or 12 has helped me, because I have seen that the money is just like a number. It's just a number, and this expensive things is just like made by the by the elites to keep people trapped in the rat race. The entire goal of making money was freedom from this lower vibrational uh, desires to buy some random ass piece of metal and glass and feel gratified about it, right? So yeah, like why? So it doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. So it was a bit of a rant, but whatever. Okay. So my point being is that the way you manage cash flow is just keep your personal expenses really low. Okay. And now obviously that there's difference in keeping really low and like struggling. I don't have to like this is where I'm comfortable. Okay. I can live comfortably and I have everything that I want and I'm not really fond of anything stupid or useless and it just does to me. So you have to like drill down and actually think about what is it that you really and actually need. Okay, and just get it, because वो नहीं करोगे फिर तो you'll struggle a bit. Okay, so that's the thing. And second thing is to have varied sources of income. Okay, so the thing with e-commerce is that it takes money to rotate. Okay, so if I made, for example, 1 lakh rupees on the 21st of June, it will take at least 10 days for that money to come in my bank, because India is a COD market. Okay. Now, obviously, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because in India you have RTO and you have COD timeline and blah blah blah. Like in international में you have got you have got the chargebacks. ठीक है, and वो अलग story है that मैं international try किया. I'll make a video on this on part 2, I think, because I want to keep it for a different video. ठीक है, so that's the thing, right? And that's what I'm also trying to do with this personal brand. So the thing is, as I said, I have the free time to do it, and it also helps in my personal cash flow. Wherein if someone has the budget and has the will to do it, then I have a one-to-one coaching where I help them, and it's exactly one-to-one. I don't have any coaches or anything like that, right? So it helps me a bit with my cash flow, and it also helps that person make their first 50, 60, 70 lakhs per month. Then why not do it, right? What's no one's harm in that, right? And this is why I know a lot of people, they comment like, if you're making this much of money, why do you sell one-to-one? It's exactly because of this, because e-commerce money takes time to rotate, and the more cash flow you have, the better it is in any regard. Okay, especially when you have a humongous goal of reaching 1 crore per day. If you don't know, you need at least, I think about how much it was, like I think 40 lakhs and then 2.8, and it will be about 45. I think you need about like 4 crore operating capital just to be here. Okay, so it's a very big cash flow, and any bit of cash flow helps. Like, what's the problem? Like, to be really honest. Okay. So yep, it's going to take time. I don't know how long exactly, but we are going to hit it, and let's see. I mean, it's going to be crazy once we hit this number. Okay. And obviously we'll be doing it in India with e-commerce itself. Okay. Exact plan obviously मैं नहीं बता सकता कैसे करने वाला हूँ. ठीक है. But yeah, I think that's about it, right? So yeah, I hope you guys are excited, because I don't think anyone has done anything like this पहले. I don't know about world, but India में तो नहीं किया for sure, right? So yeah, that's the thing. It was a pretty long video on a lot of things, and I hope I made some things clear and help you guys out with something. So yeah, if you guys want to start e-commerce and make your first couple of lakhs good money, right, then you can fill the type form in the description down below, and you can check that out. And the SOP here is that we set out a goal for you before we start, depending on your budget and your base experience. Take care. And then we work together for 3 months, in which you get 1 hour calls with me, unlimited per week, right? Fixed to LA, like if you need more help, we can do more. Always record modules as well. Some things are not live. And the thing is, if you don't hit the goal we set out for you in 3 months, we work for free till you do. No catch. Okay? So yes, I would like to give a disclaimer. It's obviously it is paid, and it does cost a bit of money. So if you don't have at least 2-3 lakhs in total to invest into e-commerce plus mentorship, it's not for you. But yeah, that's basically the thing. Okay? So since you watched till here, I'd like to give you some sauce. Okay? Some extra sauce. Okay? So the thing about hitting any number in business is quite simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. Okay? And you have to have a long-term vision. What you want to do it, how you want, not necessarily how you want to do it, it's just that what you want to do it, and then just take action on it. You can be obsessed with it, and be delusionally obsessed. Like, a lot of people might see this video and it will just be like, this guy was going crazy, and it's like, he'll never do it. But I know I can do it, and I know it will happen. It will take time, maybe it'll take a few years. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I know it will happen. And once it does happen, I'll be a multi-8-figure entrepreneur, and in USD obviously, and then I can start investing, and I can start. Obviously, I'll have the personal brand to back it off. This will be the authority, and this documentation will be the proof. And then obviously, I can hit my eventual goal of 9 figures per year, making me in some years timeline a billionaire as well in USD. Because come on, let's not talk about billionaire now that it's bullshit, right? So yeah, that's the thing. So I'll be posting videos every week, hopefully, okay, and maybe try to post like maybe 2 videos a week. I don't know. The thing is that if I try to force it, it doesn't come naturally, and फिर मजा नहीं आता. So yeah, I'll see. But definitely week में एक video तो आना ही है, which will be like a lesson for this, okay, like for this thing, like on building this and what I learned, okay. So yeah, currently I'm reading Made in America by Sam Walton. So I'm learning a lot from him, and ये जो मेरा frugality का principle है, I kind of learned from him only, to be honest. ठीक है. So yeah, he used to drive a pickup truck, if you don't know, like when he was a billionaire. It's like so crazy. ठीक है. So yeah, that's the thing. Like it's like one, a lot of people want to get rich, and because they want to buy some random ass piece of metal and glass, and the thing is, the idea is once you get rich and when you have the money to buy, like ये लेके मैं क्या करूँगा? So it's like you realize just meaning has a diminishing nature once you tend to get towards it. Okay. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys liked it, and if you want have any doubts, if you have any doubts, sorry, you can ask me in the comments. And I hope you guys are very excited for this series, because it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let me tell you that. It's gonna be challenging, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we are gonna absolutely destroy the market and absolutely monopolize and conquer it. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.